So you want to make a LUT. Now, if you're asking yourself what a LUT is a lookup table. It's basically a graph that maps all sorts of colors into a 3D cube of it's a lot of math and algorithms that basically it's boring, and all you really need to know is that it's like a preset. Like if you have Lightroom, you have Lightroom presets. So why not have them for video? Now, LUTs are extremely useful in many different cases. I use them. I have a little Atomos, I think it's a Atomos Shinobi, which is like a little external screen. And that actually allows you to load LUTs directly into that. So while you're filming, you can have different looks to make sure your lighting looks good and kind of give the director or even you yourself an idea of what the final output is going to look like. Not only that, you can use them to color grade projects way faster. After color correction, you can just slap a LUT on there, do some final tweaks, and then you're done with color grading. So if you have projects that you need quick turnarounds, definitely helpful, so you don't have to color grade every shot from scratch. I use them a lot as just basic jumping off points. I'll load a LUT in and get close to where I want the overall project to look like, and then from there I tweak it and finesse it into the final look. But you might be wondering how you make your own LUTs, because it's not really that straightforward. And I do it kind of a roundabout way. I know a lot of people do it the way I do it. I just prefer it because I get to use multiple programs to kind of really fine tune my end look. Not to mention that this way is completely free. As long as you have, I guess, Adobe, which if you're a filmmaker, you should probably have Adobe. If you don't have Adobe or Final Cut or some kind of video editor or photo editor, this way might not work for you. But if you have at least like Photoshop or Lightroom, this will definitely be your way to go. So without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial. I'm really bad at intros, am I? Aren't I? See, I can't even freaking say the right thing. So yeah, you're in your editor, everything's looking fly, it's all perfectly edited, and you're happy with how it looks, and now it's time to do the final finishing touches, which is color grading. So what I do is I actually take a snapshot of whatever frame is like my best frame from every single scene that I'm going to be color grading to. If you don't know how to take a snapshot, if you look down below, there's a little camera, and you can click on that and it takes a freeze frame, and you can then export it in whatever file format and where you want it to go. Then you take that snapshot and you're going to actually open that up in your photo editor. Now you're probably wondering why I'm not just using the color correction and color grading within Premiere, which is the Lumetri or however you want to say that. If I know I'm only going to be using Premiere, I will make presets, and I can show you how to do that in another tutorial too. It's really easy. But if I am not exactly sure where this LUT will be applied, it's generally a good idea to save it in a file format like a cube, which is the LUT like file format .cube. That way you can use it in any editor that you want that accepts color grading presets. Makes it super handy and way more versatile. So that's why I do this whole workaround if I'm going to be working on a project with others, and I'm not sure where this footage is going to be sent to for final grading. And then this way you can always have a LUT that works in any editor. So say you switch editors in the future, you can still use your old color grades rather than having like an Adobe specific preset. So that's why I do this. So once you have all the best snapshots from all your best shots in all your scenes, we're gonna go ahead and download our LUT generator. I'll leave a link to that LUT generator down in the description. It has a weird name and it seems kind of sketchy, but I assure you it is a legitimate piece of software, and I've been using it for a while now with no complaints whatsoever. All right, so now that you have the IWLTBAP LUT generator downloaded. It's kind of a mouthful to say, but I honestly actually don't know what it stands for. Go ahead and install it. Once you have it open, you'll get this little screen, and that's basically the entire program. First things first, you're going to generate the HALD, which is what they call the cube that is basically the graph. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. So you're going to click on generate, pick where you want it to go. I usually just do desktop because it's nice and easy. And it generates a HALD, which looks like this. So as you can see, it kind of covers every kind of color and the crosses between. I don't even know how to really generally describe this. It's basically just every color in every state. And when you apply a preset to it, it changes these colors. So when you apply it to your image, it actually will change all the colors according to that graph there. All right, so now you have your HALD created and you got your snapshots also created. I like to put everything in a nice, neat little folder, like color grade, supplies, something along those lines, whatever you need to name it to keep everything organized. And there you go. So now you can open Lightroom or whatever photo editor you choose. Go ahead and import, navigate to your snapshots. So we're going to be working with the snapshots first. Snapshot, import, and we're good to go. Now go ahead and develop it however you feel best, whatever your look that you're going for. A little trick I like to do just to get things started is hit auto. That usually gives you a pretty decent little quick color grade. You don't really have to do the texture and clarity and stuff like that because that's not really going to come across in the final grade on the HALD. What you're mostly going to be messing with is the color itself. So if you want to cool it down or warm it up, whatever you want to do, change the exposure. But the real big thing I like is that you can change the hue and all that kind of stuff within Lightroom and really fine tune in your section. So go ahead and mess around with all these settings until you get something that is to the look. Ooh, that's kind of cool. To the look that you're wanting and that works best for you. Now, another thing that makes it really easy is this little tool right here, which is kind of something that you don't really see, or you probably wouldn't really notice. But it allows you to click directly on a color and change it in the scene. So if you wanted more of an orange instead of the yellow there, and if you want to change the blue to something else, whatever you want, you know, world is your oyster, all that good stuff. But this really allows you to visualize really easily what you're doing to your image without having to click on the sliders. You're just like, hey, I want to change the blue to green, and you can do that pretty quickly. Same thing with the saturation. Do whatever you need to. Say that maybe this purple is a little too harsh. You can take that down or create like a weird, I don't know, half face thing. I don't know. But really you can do whatever you need to with it. All right, so once you have something that you're really all about, this is not the greatest. I probably shouldn't have used purple lighting, but you know, for the sake of just making it look cool, I kept it. You're gonna go up to develop and new preset and name it whatever you need to for the project. I'm gonna do LUT Tut color grade. And make sure everything that you changed is selected and hit create. And that's gonna save it under whatever folder that you have it specified. I have one over here, and you can see LUT Tut CG is saved. Go ahead and import your HALD, which should be the only one that isn't highlighted there. Import, select it and develop. And now you're just gonna go over and apply your LUT to it. And you can see instantly, or I guess your preset. It's not a LUT yet, but but you're gonna go ahead and apply it to the HALD, and you see it instantly changes. So you see how it's gonna change all the color from the original, which is on the left, to your new preset. And now once you do that, you're basically done. You go to your library, select the HALD with the layer or the preset applied to it, and you're gonna export that. You go ahead and save it wherever you need to. I'm gonna put it under CG Supplies, keep it simple. Reset the name, whatever you wanna call it. LUT, TUT, CG, LUT. Little repetitive there. So yeah, once you name it and get it all set up, go ahead and export. And then you're gonna go back into your LUT generator and convert to cube. So you click that, navigate yet again. I know it's kind of tedious. LUT TUT, CG Supplies. Select the new file, hit open, and then your conversion is done. It gives you a little heads up, and now you have your cube. So now you can reopen up Premiere, go to your color tab, and under either basic correction, which I wouldn't use one there. This is for like conversion LUTs and initial LUTs that you can use to convert one type of footage to another, or do a normalizing LUT. So it's basically something that kind of takes the color correction step out. All right, so yeah, you're gonna go under the creative tab here, and under your look, you're gonna go ahead and browse to wherever. Now I had to retry a few times. For some reason, it just wasn't reading. But now I wanna use the use cube, what I renamed it to, and go ahead and open. Now, at 100%, it's gonna be pretty intense. Normally, with my LUTs, I actually have to use them at like 20% to 30%, which is fine. It gives you a lot of range to use depending on the shot. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't think that you did it wrong because it looks too intense with your footage. All you can do is drop the intensity of the LUT down, like I said, to 20 or 30%, and you'll see the change quite a bit, even in those lower percentages. But yeah, you can bump it to wherever you want and then tweak from there. I actually recommend tweaking any LUT that you use because it's all going to be kind of different, and especially from shot to shot, it's going to look different. So tweak it however much you need, get it to the balance and the look that you have in mind. And that's it. You just created your new LUT. So there you have it. A nice, easy tutorial. Something that you might have not really ever thought about. But I highly recommend just kind of building your bank up of LUTs and get really cool looks that you can use in future projects, especially when you have quick turnarounds. Like I do a lot of 48-hour film festival style things, and trying to color grade a music video or a short film when you have like almost no deadline can take up a lot of the time you have for 48-hour films. So it's really nice just to be able to slap on a LUT and you have a way better looking finished product than probably most other people will have in the competition. So there's myriad options in how to use LUTs and what you can make with LUTs. I feel like I'm saying LUTs a lot. They're just super handy. Get on the boat, use them, and yeah, and let me know how I helped. If this tutorial actually did something for you, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like, do all that good stuff that everybody asks you to do. Also, if you want, link me to your project with the color grade with your own custom LUT, and I'd love to check it out. And until next time, just keep on making those films. At what point does this become awkward? I wonder. If it's awkward for you, it's not awkward for me because I'm just staring at a lens. Just looking at the beautiful reflections of the light. Okay, now it's awkward.